Hallelujah. It's our favorite time of the week, Tuesday mornings with the Om, with the Om, and with our beloved souls, and with our soul brothers and soul sisters. And as the Clarks say right away, as the comment to start us off, success and joy, our Father and I are one. So true, so true. So I'm just hoping that in this session this morning that something will give. Remember that crazy song I wrote not long ago? Something's gotta give, and baby, it's me. Before I get wasted, something's gotta give, and baby, it's me. Before I get wasted, give it up for love. You gotta give it up for love. Give it up, give it up. Give it up for love. You gotta give it up for love. You gotta give it up for love. What I am, I give. I let go and I live. What you are is love, and that is quite enough. So give it up. Give it up for love, you gotta give it up for love. Give it up, give it up, give it up for love. You gotta give it up for love. You gotta give it up for love. Good morning, Brookie. Good morning. You have no idea, all of you who come loyally and devotedly and non-negotiably to this Gita stream, this divine express to the infinite bliss on manifest, all aboard. You have no idea what it means to me. Because one day, when the time is right, the Lord, Ishvara, as the Lord of this creation, will reveal to you how happy it is, how happy the happiness of God is to see us show up to such wisdom and to this holy scripture where Krishna says at the very end that if we just put our heart on this scripture, we just give it our best shot, if we just hold the book close to our heart and never even read the words, what an ending we're going to have to this incarnation. All right, the best ever. All right. So at least we can depend on that 100%, right? Whereas this thinking mind and the distractions that come up today, we can't count on whatsoever, unless you dip into your soul, unless you give it up for love, unless you completely just go with the flow. That we are encased in not only one body but three bodies: the physical, the astral, and the causal. And then today, in this dream, if we get to it, we're going to learn that there's also five sheaths or coverings of the soul called the koshas. What what a what a what a training ground! What a school of hard knocks this is. That we are so shrouded, we are so eclipsed by the duality dream delusion that God has put in as Mahaprakriti, as the great trickster, and also at the same time the one who cares for us the most and loves us the most and is here for us the most, and is already creating a day of days if only we will just surrender, let go, relax, and let God today. We'll find it to be the best day of our forever. So it's these kinds of thoughts that really inspire me. Good morning, Souls on Fire, Narayanji. Thank you for adding to this amazing consciousness we're all in just by being together. just by being together to get her, to get the cosmic mother and get her on her good side. Always stay on the right side of Divine Mother. Never cross the mother. Don't get the mother bear all stirred up that she has to, like, oh God, here she goes again. Here he goes again, right? I don't think she does it that way, but she loves you so much that she wants to see you embraced by the light right now, to be loved by the love, and to be cherished as you truly are by the one beloved Holy Spirit, the one source of us all. Okay? Listen, I'm going to jump to page 871. We are on chapter 13, verse 1, but it's a lot of pages in this verse 1, but I want to just kind of put the overarching theme of these pages in verse 1 of chapter 13, okay? Because it dives deep into how God created all this and to the detail. We're not going to maybe get into all the details and all the Sanskrit names. You'll go crazy. You'll go, ah, but you know by now how you can just let that go and not get all stuck in your head around this and just give it up for love, all right? Because you're getting the blessings, you're getting everything that is going to wipe out your karma in this life if you just stay steady in love, steady in your loyalty to truth and wisdom, all that beautiful stuff, all right? That's why I'm so happy this morning, and I hope it's highly, highly contagious and you all get it. All right. So this is the overarching theme. In fact, this whole Gita, the theme of this whole Gita, you're gonna see coming up in an early comment by Yogananda. You're gonna hear what that theme, the main theme of the Bhagavad Gita is. You're gonna hear it coming up. But for now, this is the mindset that we need to put on, the heart set that we need to put on as we go through these pages. All right. So Yogananda says this on page 871, if you want to go to that page at the bottom. The structure of man and woman, the structure of you and me, man and woman, and of all creation, the structure that forms you and me, all living beings, all things, everything, the whole structure of creation is a result of the vibrations of the divine mind. All of this, all of this craziness, right, is simply a result of the vibrations of the divine mind. And maybe to help you understand how ridiculously simple, powerful, and yet elusive that statement is, that one of my very favorite books of all time is Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and it's about a gull who decided that he wants to be liberated in this life and fly higher than any gull that's ever existed before, and he found his guru gull, his gull guru, that helped him transform himself into his true nature of soul, right? And at the end, he was so concerned about the breakfast flock. They called all the rest of the gulls, the seagulls that just wanted to be normal and have a normal existence and don't bother me with all this metaphysical stuff kind of thing. They called it the breakfast flock. But when he became realized, oh Jonathan, and he decided he was going to come back and help the breakfast flock because they didn't know any better, right? They're all in ignorance. They're just scrapping for a little bit of bread here and a little bit of bread there, and the yang yang and screeching and scratching each other and whatever, right? Just to exist, just to barely survive. And he went to them, and the very first words that came out of his mouth is he showed up to them as this brilliant white gull that's just pure white light. They're all going, wait a minute. He said, first of all, he said, oh, my brothers and sister gulls, remember this, that each of you and me and everything is just an idea in the mind of the great gull. just an idea. We are just an idea. Everything is ideas. And that's why we don't want to knock anyone's ideas. I don't care. We're not going to judge, not even come close to judging what someone thinks. All right. Because behind that is the power of the mind. And as the mind goes, there the energy follows. So we got to be very careful now when you realize that if this whole structure of creation and you and I as the structure of beings in this creation are made from the vibrations of the divine mind, well, your day is going to be made, or it's going to be made in a really positive way today, or it's going to be chopped up because of all the distractions, right? All because of what is in your mind as ideas, just ideas. This is just an idea in the mind of the great Gull. Isn't that something? And then Yogananda goes on to say, the Bible says, God said, when he started to have some ideas about a physical manifested creation, which was the farthest thing from the truth of being formless and breathless and timeless and beyond anything that is a form at all, spaceless, right? Formless, deathless, breathless, the whole thing. God said, let there be light, and there was light. That is the Lord's consciousness, his consciousness, and your consciousness right now. Oh, Brookie and Lisa and Jim and Narayan G, your consciousness right now is everything, everything. It's not the words I'm saying, it's not anything. It could be the vibration of the words right now, and you can feel those vibrations, and then your mind's going to adjust to those. But I don't think you need to react to those because your mind you want to put on the divine, right? You want the divine mind. If God is the divine mind running this whole show, your mind, as high as it can be today in consciousness, is a really, really powerful bit of wisdom to follow. Follow up. Give it up for that love that will give you that quiet mind and that powerful mind, that Buddhi mind, that wisdom mind, all right? Let there be light, and there was light. That is, the Lord's consciousness intelligently wove light. God's the God, consciousness, the Lord's consciousness intelligently wove light or vibrations of thought and life force to form the phenomenal world of minerals, vegetation, animals, and humankind. According to the yogi, therefore, the human body is made of the relativities of God's thought. And my buddy, Albert Einstein, he said this. He said, I don't care about the phenomena of this world. I really don't care about that. What I want is to get into the mind of its creator. I want to get into its mind. He knew that all was consciousness. He knew that all was love force, right? Science proves it right through that guy right there. No more searching, or no more definitions or anyone else's thoughts about it matter at this point, right? He just wanted to be in the mind of the creator. So the human body is made of the relativities of God's thought. So that's coming up on page 871, verse 1. But we're going to go back to now page 863, which to show you how many pages this verse 1 is. Page 863, and we'll start on the last powerful paragraph I left us with in last week's stream. All right. And Yogananda comments, and he says, the desire of the ego and mind, the desire, everything is flowing, everything is coming back to us depending on the desires we have today. Everything. It comes right back like a boomerang, whatever you're desiring. It really does. And the thoughts that create that that astral light and energy that then create the physical, so that you and I can be in this human condition stuck again. All right. The desire of the ego and mind is to establish in the body the kingdom of sense pleasures. Very simply said. This is, yeah, okay. The desire of the soul is to fight the material inclinations and establish in the body the divine kingdom of the unalloyed bliss of spirit. Wow. Can I read this once more? Can we imbibe this once more? It is so important. This is why we had our last stream. It was called the inner battle. Remember that? Remember the battle? How was your battling doing? What kind of armor are you wearing for the battle today? You know, are you putting on the armor of this strong mind? You know, this vice grip that you have on the iron, the system of your mind stuff, right? That you have a grip. You have a grip on yourself, on the thoughts. You watching every single one, man and woman. The desire of the ego and mind is to establish in the body the kingdom of sense pleasures, but the desire of the soul is to fight, the material inclinations and to establish in the body the divine kingdom of the unalloyed bliss of spirit. Bliss are us? Bliss are us? Yes. Bliss are us. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. Bliss are us. The word Gita, Yogananda goes on to say, we're still on the bottom of page 863. The word Gita means song. Bhagavad Gita signifies song of the spirit. Various scriptural commentators have pointed out that phonetically, the syllables of Gita, G-I-T-A, Gita, reversed. Those of you with a really sharp mind, what is the reverse of G-I-T-A? It's T-A-G-I. Tiag. Tiag. I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't quote me on any of the Sanskrit that I use to try to match what it really means and phonetically pronounced. All right. Don't take my word on that for sure. Various scriptural commentators have pointed out that phonetically the syllables of Gita, G-I-T-A, reverse make the word T-A-G-I, which means Tyag, Tyagi, Tyagananda, bliss through renunciation. The main theme, so that's T-Y-A-G-I, Gita spelled backward, Tyag, Tyagi, I think something like that, all right? The main theme of the Gita, here it is. What do you think the main theme of the Gita is? Renunciation by the soul, not by you, darling. We can do nothing of our own, remember? But your soul can do everything. And it can do it right here, right now. It can take care of shop right here, right now. It can put you in the highest state of consciousness you've ever been in, right here, right now. If you so want to use your mind to align with the divine and to have the fearless faith and the total trust, right? That you have that power. I mean, everything comes from mind. Everything. The main theme of the Gita is the renunciation by the soul of its incarnate prodigal wanderings. Now, you might not think of your day to day as an incarnate prodigal wandering, just wandering again in this wasteland of the unreal, right? Of the dream duality delusion, right? As you wander and this very difficult, very difficult, enwrapped in so many bodies is talking about, we're talking about really peeling the layers off the onion right now, right? There's so many layers of delusion covering the soul. And you're going to have just an ordinary day. You're just going to go for a breadcrumb. You're just going to be part of the breakfast flock, huh? Worried about your breakfast, and then be talking about what you're going to have for lunch, and what you have for lunch, you're going to be talking about what you're going to have for dinner. That's part of being just ordinary, my dears. The main theme of the Gita is the renunciation by the soul. Remember, who you want to be ruling your kingdom is the soul of its, and aware that this is an incarnate prodigal wandering life if we're not careful. And how are we going to practice this renunciation? By vanquishing, oh soul hero and soul heroine, vanquishing material and physical desires, and so reclaiming its blessed home in spirit. Vanquishing material and physical desires. The opposite, right? You talk about counterintuitive to what life is for most souls on this planet, right? But you remember Sri Yukteswar's song, right? Desire is my great enemy, with his soldiers surrounding me. Desire is my great enemy, with his soldiers surrounding me. Yeah, is giving me lots of trouble, Lord. Is giving me so much trouble. Is giving me so much trouble, Lord. Is giving me so much trouble. Yeah. And then he goes on to talk about the pranayam will be thy religion. Pranayam will give thee salvation. We're going to learn about one of the coverings that's covering the soul is this, and we have a weapon in all those coverings, and that covering to unravel all these coverings and layers of delusion around the soul. That's eclipsing the soul from being your protector, your guardian angel, which it is, and all those things, right? Is the desire. Is the desire we have, is what creates all the problems we have as mortal beings on this planet. So we need to consider vanquishing material and physical desires, and so reclaiming its blessed home in spirit. That enemy surrounding me is giving me lots of trouble. That enemy I will deceive, remaining in my castle of peace. So, how are we going to deceive desire? How are we going to be true renunciants? The main theme of this amazing scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, is to vanquish material and physical desires by reclaiming our blessed home in spirit. That enemy I will deceive, remaining in my castle of peace. You gotta take refuge in your castle of peace. Night and day, oh night and day, in thy joy, O Lord, and spend night and day, in thy joy, O Lord, oh night and day, oh night and day, in thy joy, oh Lord. In the joy, I've been posting a lot about joy lately, all right? It's so important that we follow the feel good, we follow the joy. It really is so important, and now you know why. So as we go from page 863 over to 864, it says right at the top, and this is where we're going to get all our pages of commentary from this sentence, an extensive explanation, Yogananda says, is necessary to describe what we've been trying to describe, the true nature of the body and why it is called Kshetra, the field. Why is the body the field of inner battle? Between what? The soul, the enemy, the desire of the ego and mind to establish in the body the kingdom of sense pleasures, or the desire of the soul to fight the material inclinations and to establish in the body the divine kingdom of the unalloyed bliss of spirit, right? An exclusive and extensive explanation is necessary to describe the true nature of the body and why it is called this battlefield. That's what it's a battle. Kshetra means battle, but it's on the field of the body. It's not some outer battle, as we learned last week. It's on the field of the body. Because anytime God has to take form, you better believe there's got to be a battle. There's got to be a war, wherever that is, because God isn't a form. That's the illusion, right? And separation from him is the delusion. So you see why we are a whole onion if we're not careful. Haven't even begun the peeling. Maybe we have a little bit, right? But really, there's layers upon layers, and you're going to know in these pages that we're just going to get a little bird's eye view of what it is that we need to kind of have such a strong divine mind, just like God's, right? Just relax, let go, let God. That thing says it all. Relax, let go, let God, let your soul, let your soul. You don't need to be thinking all day. You don't need to have mind thoughts all day. You don't. You don't. That's just a bad habit. And it's a really tough one to break, isn't it? Isn't it? Right? So Yogananda goes on to start explaining this nature of the field, which is your body. Cosmic nature of 24 elemental principles. So the cosmic nature in its impure state, which is form, and this physical existence that we're in, has 24 elemental principles referred to in verses 5 and 6 of this chapter. We haven't gotten there yet. And we don't need to know what these 24 element principles are, or you really will be upset because you don't need to know it. You just have to know that there's 24 elemental principles that form this field, the kshetra, or this body of ours. And it is the manifested nature of God. And the manifested nature of God is a delusive nature because he isn't a form, right? That's why we don't want to have desires in a world of form. That's why we don't want to go get physical, right? Because it's a non-physical reality 100%. Wouldn't you love just to have a quiet mind that didn't think about all the stuff that is the illusion and the delusion, and instead just let it rest in peace? Do you want a mind that can rest in peace, my dears? Do you want peace? Do you? Huh? Well, you have a soul that can give you all the power and empower you to pull this off because that's who you truly are. Wow, good news. It's only good news. So, these 24 principles is the manifested nature of God. When nature first comes out of God, so let's say God is just sitting there before he said, "Let there be light, let it all begin, let the show begin," right? And he wanted to do a creation. What first comes out of him is the invisible state, even though he had it in his mind, his cosmic mind, that he wanted to show the best show in the universe. Absolutely, best entertainment if you're on the right side of the Divine Mother, and not yet on her delusive side, right? She'll make you pay. Because that's the only way that we can learn, right? You get a little spank. That's what, when and anything comes to kind of really put you in a little whirlpool of your mind stuff going crazy on you. It's just a love spank from her. That's all it is. Just to get your attention. It's a love spank. Just say, hey, come on, you're not that. You're not this crazy thinking, this stinking thinking, this paralysis of it now. You're not that, right? That's why she sends a little warning, or get a little tap on the shoulder, or a 2x4 over your head. When nature first comes out of God, it is the invisible state and is called pure nature. So this world is pure underneath. Everything is pure underneath, right? And it's called para, P-A-R-A, prakriti. That's the great mother, the great mother, the great mother of this show, this entertainment today, this playhouse, this place where we all are just actors on a stage, right? Pretending that we are something that we're not at all, not even close, but we play act till we really believe in it. And the part that we think that we're playing here without the direction and the wisdom from our higher self is just totally another bit part that you'll have no memory of someday. So why make a big deal about your life right now? Why? No, make a small thing of the big things instead of a big thing out of the small things. All right. You want to take these big things that get you hit your trigger your buttons and triggers, and you want to turn them into glimmers. You want to turn them into soul awareness. All right. A glimmer instead of a trigger. So when it first comes out of God, this idea of a creation, it is an invisible state and it's called pure nature. So just remember that pure nature makes sense, right? Pure nature comes right out of God, still invisible, no harm, no foul at this stage. And it's called para prakriti. When it becomes materialized, warning, in this material world, when it becomes materialized, you get mesmerized and you get hypnotized when it gets materialized. How's that? All right, when it becomes materialized and engrossed in those three attributes of Divine Mother's Maya, or her delusion and illusion, which is, it becomes materialized and engrossed in the external, not the internal good, but the external good, which is really maybe goody two shoes if you're not careful and still has a bunch of ego in it. Look at me, look what I'm doing. Active, restless, whatever, the rajas. So the first one is the sattva, and then the rajas, the activities that we're all encased in, that go, 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 one distraction after another. And the evil, or the tamas, manifestations. And here's the key line, that hide, those three gunas hide the underlying spirit. So what we have here is a game of hide and seek. It's hiding, spirit is hiding just beneath this thought that you have right now, just beneath this feeling, just beneath this desire, this percolating desire for whatever your day is going to look like, right? We all have that. We're kind of made in the shade for that. That's the structure that we get stuck in. And when we get stuck here, lifetime after lifetime, not learning what is our purpose and our passion, our passionate purpose is on this planet. It's not to get involved here. Be in the candy store, but don't touch the candy. And Yogananda said, forget this world, remember God. Right? Things like that. So when this pure nature becomes materialized, we get mesmerized and hypnotized by the illusion of Divine Mother's Maya, and engrossed in the external good, active, and evil manifestations that hide the underlying spirit. The pure manifestations of spirit's blissful nature, the pure nature, unseen, invisible, intangible, omnipresent, in God, in the truth, right? The pure manifestations of spirit's blissful nature, it is called, when it becomes materialized and engrossed in external good, active, and evil manifestations that hide the underlying spirit, it is called impure spirit. So as soon as it gets materialized and we get hypnotized, it becomes impure nature called apara. Whenever you put the word a, so there was para, prakriti, which is the divine, the invisible, the pure, the pure nature, right? But whenever you put a word like vidya means ignorance, but if you put a before it, or vidya means knowledge, but if you put the avidya before it, it becomes the opposite of knowledge. It becomes ignorance. All right, avidya is ignorance. So apara prakriti is the mysterious mother nature, seemingly wayward and capricious in her workings, oh mother divine, but in reality, the embodiment of law. So even she follows the divine directions from the highest, the spirit. And if spirit says, let there be a creation, and then here it goes, let it rip, then she's got the job of putting in these layers upon layers to make it the best game of hide and seek ever for you to discover who you are, right? It's like you get a treasure map of wisdom and the steps that you need to take, you personally, because no one else can take those steps. Only you can take those steps as you walk with the beloved every day, and have your armor on, your breastplate of truth on, and you proceed accordingly, because it's all divine law how this universe is run. So you don't have to think about it. The law is already set, the divine law, the divine law. Man-made laws are going to continue to change and come up and then go, where did that law come from? Right? Man-made. Yeah. So the para prakriti, that's the pure. That's the pure nature. Has various names. So here's some names for Divine Mother to show you how capricious she is. The capricious, mysterious, seemingly wayward in her workings, but in reality, the embodiment of law is the cosmic mother. But here are some names for her as pure nature: Maya, intelligent cosmic nature, intelligent cosmic vibration, because she's the Om, the Word, the Holy Ghost, Mother Kali or Mother Durga, destroyers of the demon of ignorance, Prakriti or Mahaprakriti, the cosmic Om sound, the cosmic light, the consort of God. These are all her pure nature names, who in conjunction with God created the universe, the pure Kshetra, invisible at first. At first. At first. That's why we got to go back to first love. Are you guys following it? I'm trying to make this as fun and as simple and as clear as we can have it be this morning. So I hope it's kind of clear and is giving you just a little vision, a little perspective, a bird's eye view, a 30-foot or 30-mile look from the top down, right? Just from a distance, God is, what is that Beth Midler song? Loved it. God is watching us, right? From that vision, from that perspective, from that mindset and heart set. So all those words that I just mentioned of Divine Mother, all in tune, in conjunction with God, who creates and maintains and sustains this universe, the pure Kshetra. The spirit beyond creation as God, invisible, intangible, pure nature, before nature became the materialized and the engrossing, right? And the hypnotizing and the mesmerizing nature. So the spirit beyond creation as God, and the spirit in creation as Kutascha. Kutascha is a good word. It's God in creation, hiding. Kutascha. Beyond it and in it. Kutascha. Spirit in creation as Kutascha. And both those, spirit in creation and beyond creation, that could be called in one word, Purusha. 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 Powerful word. If you don't like saying the word God, you could say Purusha. Purusha. Huh? Purusha. It. instead of the swear. No, you don't want to say that, but you want to just know that that's a powerful word, Purusha. The transcendental intelligence existing beyond creation is the para. And what is para again? That's the good. That's the good. If it was apara, it wouldn't be called apara Purusha, because Purusha is God beyond, right? And in as Kutashtha or Purusha, any name you want to put there. Its intelligence reflected in creation is Kutashtha Purusha. Kutashtha Purusha. Kutashtha Chaitanya is Christ consciousness in creation. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about the Christ consciousness, the Krishna consciousness in creation. Purusha, beyond creation, is also called Ishvara. Remember, we had a lot about Ishvara, ruler of this creation, right? Purusha, beyond creation, is called Ishvara, or God the Creator. Ishvara, ruler of this creation. Ishvara. The Purusha, the Purusha in creation is called Kutashtha Chaitanya. There it is. All right. All right. Now stay with me. Stay with me. Eyes, please. Tell my doodles. Eyes, 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 eyes. Look. It's called Kutasha Chaitanya, or immutable universal intelligence. God and his cosmic nature in the microscopic form. All right, so now we're in form, the microscopic form. Take a guess what that is. The microscopic form, Maya Leah, illusion masquerading as apparent reality, divine plaything of God. Look at you go, Narayan, you go. Maya Leela, illusion masquerading as apparent reality, the divine plaything of God. That is gorgeous. You get that? Do you get that? And Vinny gets that. Vinny gets that. How about you, rookie? You get that great quote? That's a perfect quote. Narayan G. I don't know where you pulled from your countless notes, your countless studies. Always looking for the highest wisdom you can be holding on to today. I know you. So, God in his cosmic nature in the microscopic form, and I was going to say, what is that? The body. God in his microscopic form as you and me. His cosmic nature in the microcosmic form are present in the human body. But here, just like that invisible, God, before he really got into the materialization and engrossing us and mesmerizing us and all that, hypnotizing us and putting this Maya on us, right? This is the same as for this body. It's pure, and it's pure in a pure sense. And God in his microscopic form inside of you. How's that? In his microscopic form in this little body of ours, right? Is present in the human body as the pure soul and pure human nature. So we're pure. See, we're under. Look at how people think that everyone has got a problem, man. Got an issue, needs the therapist, right? Broken, needs fixing, all that stuff. No, we're pure from the get go. Isn't that beautiful? This microscopic form of God, Creator, Ishvara, whatever name you want to use, doesn't matter. In the micro of a human body, he is also called the divine indweller. Yeah. Oh, Marty's been here. The Gita is the best therapist. I agree. Benny, quote of the day. You guys are really red hot today. You're red hot. Wow. The Gita is the best therapist. Oh, man. See, not many souls would agree to any of this stuff that we're talking about, but it doesn't take a bunch. It just takes a few quality good. Show me some good men and good women, and we got it. We got it. Drop of water in the ocean of soul. Exactly. All right. So the pure soul and pure human nature, here's where it gets tricky. So we're pure from the get go. But here's where it gets tricky. The pure soul and pure human nature become distorted. So if we got to go through that stage, being distorted, so what? It doesn't really describe us. It isn't really us. So we don't have to make a big deal, right? So what? So we get distorted. We're used to it, right? The world is pretty distorted these days. It always will be, because it's an outward manifestation of something that is completely unreal. This outer world is unreal. As that beautiful quote, Maya Lila, illusion masquerading as apparent reality, the divine plaything of God. He loves this game, hide and seek, I'm telling you. He loves it. He loves it. Wait till you hear about the koshas and how we can unfold those. We can peel those off. Then we start peeling off our astral body and our pure consciousness body. We peel those off too. And we'll get into that as we go along. They have some really, really powerful names, Sanskrit names. Those ones are pretty cool. It might be just out of your holy curiosity, you might find some of them powerful to say, because they mean a lot. We'll get there. Not today, I don't think, but close. All right. So the pure soul and pure human nature become distorted. Don't take it personal. Into the human ego. This is all by cosmic design. This is all God's cinema. What a show, right? God. So the human nature pure gets distorted into the human ego and sentient human nature, owing to, this is a key word, the temporary. Kids, this problem you're having is only temporary. This fog brain is only temporary. You looking in the mirror and go, oh my God, how did I get so old? It's only temporary. This pain you're undergoing is just temporary. This is a key word. This sentient human nature and the human ego and the distortion is just temporary. It's really just temporary. This too shall pass. This too shall pass, right? So, owing to the temporary identification, though, that we have of the perfect soul with the imperfect body, so somehow we got really identified to the imperfect body and forgetting about the perfect soul. Yogananda said at one point, separate your dream imperfections from your perfect soul. Separate them. It's like the Gordian knot. Sir Alexander the Great was the only one that could untie the knot because he didn't try to untie it. You can't untie this delusion, right? He just took out his sword of wisdom and just slashed it in two. That was it. And become a great ruler. You too can just take your sword out right now and separate your dream imperfection, put them on hiatus, right? They can go on holiday, they could do anything they want, but they're not going to get near you, right? Those imperfections, you're not going to give them the time of day. You're not going to give them the second thought and all those wonderful things, right? And just think of your perfect self, because it's perfect. We never sinned. We don't have a scarlet letter. We're not sinners. We're not just horrible, despicable me's. We're not. We're just not that. It's temporary, those things. Just a bit part that we will one day not have any memory of. Okay? So, owing to the temporary identification of the perfect soul with the imperfect body and its nature inclined penchant for sense pleasures and material enjoyments and attachments. There we go. And you might say, that's temporary. My whole life has been given over to these things. Nature inclined penchant, penchant, which means you got a real hunger for the sense pleasures and material enjoyments and attachments. Strong delusion. As Yogananda said, God's delusion is so strong that I even have shivers just thinking about it. Yeah, so strong. Ooh, but your soul is stronger, is strong her, strong and her. It's got Divine Mother on her good side, and she is your protector, and she is your mama. She's your mama. She's your mama bear. Nothing's gonna happen to her little soul cub. No, no siree, Bob. Okay, so Yogananda goes on to say on page 864, the cosmic nature of the triple qualities, the three gunas, we just talked about those. That could cause all of the trouble, her three qualities. Even though the sattva ones is definitely, we want the spiritual, we want to seek the spiritual good qualities, but we don't want to be attached to the spiritual qualities because that will defeat its purpose and make us some karma, even though it's good karma, we'll still take it initially, right? But we got that sattva, then we got the rajas. Be careful. We want to calm it down, chill it, baby. You better give it up for love because otherwise you're going to be wasted by this trickery of the Divine Mother's three gunas. It produces man and woman's three bodies. So those triple qualities just won't leave us alone. Not only does it trick us as a physical form, but it produces three bodies as if one isn't enough, right? How are we going to peel off all the onions on just the physical side of us? That seems like enough already, Lord. That's enough, right? But then he gives me an astral body too, right? Yeah, it's a little bit higher. It's light and energy, but still, you can get stuck there in the astral worlds for a long, long time because it's pretty nice there, right? Just like here, you got a pretty nice home. You can get pretty attached to that, right? Even though you know you're in a dream drama delusion. At least it feels kind of safe at home, at least, right? So the three bodies, so there's these three, nature's triple qualities. The three guna produces in man and woman three bodies: physical, astral, and spiritual. The physical body is composed. Now we said that the physical body up above had 24 elemental principles, but that was including, I think, something that I don't know and I can't even explain. So we did say 24 elements, right? The true nature of the body, kshetra, cosmic nature of 24 element principles referred to in verses 5 and 6. You'll see what that's all about. Is the manifested nature of God. All right. And it gets into the body, gets distorted, and we get all attached to it. So, but the physical body is composed of 16 gross elements. Let's just put it this way. That's the physical body, just physical, 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 or really just gross elements. 16, like carbon, iron, calcium, etc. That's what the physical body is made of. 16 elements. 16 of those things, carbon, iron, calcium, and all those others, right? You that love to be chemistry in high school and all that stuff, you might be able to come up with. I know Vinny would come up with some more elements, gross elements. Yeah, you do it in a heartbeat too. All right. The astral body is made of 19 elements. All right. So you add on to the 16, you add on these three elements: ego, mind or sense consciousness, and the chitta or heart or the heart intelligence is also the buddhi mind. So you add those three. So 16 makes 19. All right. So you have in your astral body 19 elements. And you start adding those big boys in there: the ego, the sense mind, and the buddhi mind. Right. This is also can be considered, I think, the chitta or the heart principle. The chitta, the buddhi mind, that pure wisdom is pure love, really. Wisdom and love, what a combination that is, right? So, and it also has the crystallizing, metabolizing, assimilating, circulating, and emanating currents and the 10 senses. So that makes 19. All right, for the astral body, without going any deeper than that for now. And maybe that's it for now. All right. The causal body consists of, add up 19, for the astral body and 16 for the physical body, how much do you get? What is it? What is it? Anyone good at adding? Huh? 35. So we want 16 and 19 added up. It makes 35. So your causal body consists of the 35 creative divine thoughts because it's causal. It's just thought. So all of a sudden, these elements that seem like elements and real and everything in this physical world seems so real and tangible. But there's, remember that divine mind, it all comes from the divine mind, right? So the causal body consists of both the elements in the physical body, the 16, and then the 19 in the astral body when you add the buddhi mind and the ego and the sense mind. And so you have 35. That's what I was looking at. 35 for the causal body consists of 35 creative thoughts. Hey, don't worry about it. We just can just have one creative thought today. Just go for one beautiful one creative thought that I'm untouchable. I'm untouchable by my mind today. Huh? I'm not going to give the mind a second thought. I'm untouchable today. I'm a pure soul. I'm a pure spirit. Divine Mother's got me in her arms. Remember, she loves me. She loves me more. Yeah. You know, one creative idea like that can make a day, right? You all have experienced days like that, right? Well, really, let's make one. Let's make the day of days today because we don't know if we have tomorrow. All right. So, and those are corresponding to the combined 35 elements of the physical and astral bodies. Listen, if you think that when you die you're going to have a nice seat in heaven, yes, this could be because you're on Gita, because Krishna promises that. So it's not just a maybe; it is. So you can feel really good. Any which way you look at it, you can feel really good, right? Good news across the board. That Krishna is going to take care of you big time at transition. The master is going to be there. It's going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever experienced. Yeah. There's not going to be anything that your mind thinks it's that's going to try to get in there and start telling you all those little worries and fears and phobias, whatever. It's not. It's not that. So death does not liberate the soul and unite it with spirit. This is why we have some work to do here, kids. We have some loving to do here. I don't like the word work. There is no such word in the divine vocabulary. Even Carl Jung said that. I mean, he didn't say it that way. What he said, man, Yogananda says, man puts that word into the vocabulary of humankind. Of work, we got to go to work. We got work to do. But I know we do have a lot of work, and this is the reason. The astral body of 19 elements calls a body within it. So death does not liberate the soul and unite it with spirit. The astral body of 19 elements and causal body within it, encasing the soul, they travel together. They travel together in the etheric astral world. They all go. They all go. All three bodies. Well, not the physical. Not the physical, because it goes back to those elements like carbon, right? Iron, calcium, those kinds of elements. It goes back to dust, right? From from dust it is has come and it goes back to dust. So, but isn't it interesting that when we go across, we're going to go across with our 16, our 19 elements, the astral body of 19 elements, and the 35 big boys of the causal body within it, encasing the soul, travel together in the etheric astral world in the after death state. But the practice of yoga, by the practice of yoga, a devotee can free her and his soul from the coverings of all three bodies, then his soul commingles with spirit. So just for example, just the onion, peeling the onion again. You can make it part of your meditation really fun, because you're struggling with your physical, mostly in meditation, right? And the mind stuff, right? In meditation, right? Emotion stuff that's come up, health stuff that you're going through, right? There's this endless just for the physical stuff in sitting down to meditate. But listen, just as if you can get through that and just accept, embrace, and love what is of that. No making a big deal about these dream imperfections. Remember, you put them out to pasture. Leave them out there. Wish them well. Thanks for all the training you've given me. But only focus on who you are, that perfect self, right? And then go to your astral body and just love the light and love the cosmic energy. Cosmic energy, cosmic energy. That prana, that life force and light, the light force and the life force. Just focus on just how beautiful those things are and just lift up and just feel like you've just totally freed for the moment your astral body and then the causal body. Oh, go for the highest consciousness you can have and free the causal body. And then commingle your soul with the spirit. Make it a game. Make it a game. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. That's just mind stuff. That's just part of the work uh, paranoia that we have. Right? And it's got to be work. It's got to be work. It's got to be hard and all that stuff. No, it's just your intuitive imagination gets kicked in here, right? Just free yourself up from the three bodies, just like that. Bingo, right? This process of liberation from the three bodies requires time. Yes, indeed. Even the avatar Lord Jesus required 3 days. Look at what he had to do. 3 days or 3 periods of spiritual effort to emerge from his physical, astral, and causal bodies before he was completely risen. Did you guys know that? Isn't that a trip? So even he had needed 3 days or 3 periods of spiritual effort to emerge. This was after he was crucified, to emerge from his physical, astral, and causal bodies before he was completely risen, or before his soul was lifted from the three bodily encasements and united with spirit. This is why, after his death, when Jesus appeared to Mary, he told her not to touch him, for his resurrection was then not complete. After he had been fully liberated from the three bodily prisons, Yogananda calls them prisons. And yes, indeed, we are imprisoned here in not just one body, but three. All right. He manifested himself to his disciples, though, once he was free from those three bodies, as the formless spirit. He manifested in the form, his Jesus form, to his disciples. But he was formless spirit at that point. What? And also appeared before them as spirit in the corporate form of Jesus, in form and out of form. He appeared to his disciples as the formless spirit. I don't know how that went down. He's invisible and tangible, but they must have felt him big time, right? And he appeared before them as spirit in the corporeal form, in his form as Jesus. Wow. In case, so here, I'm just going to give you a little teaser because time is up. Time is up for today, right? But just the teaser because I mentioned these other layers, which we'll get to next week after you've peeled the onion or the coverings or the sheaths or the koshas is means the sheath, a covering of best week ever. We're just peeling, just using for us. What does that mean? Intuitive imagination to set yourself free any way you can, just with the thought, just with pure thought or pure consciousness, as pure as possible, with fearless faith and total trust. How's that? We're onto something, don't you think? We are so totally onto something. Encasing the three bodies are the five. So it's not enough to have three bodies in prison. Now we get some more coverings called the koshas, Koshas. So encasing the three bodies are five koshas or coverings of the soul. Just as a sword may be put in a scabbard made of 5 layers of iron, copper, silver, gold, and platinum, so the soul is wrapped in a 5-fold sheath. So put your swords away, and we'll get to the koshas next week. All right? And do your best. with the infinite bliss on manifest. Do your best with the form, all the form, the impure cosmic nature and the pure cosmic nature, the Maha or the Pada Prakriti, which is the pure nature, and the Ahapada Prakriti, which is the impure, just temporarily caught up in this madhouse called physical life. Yet totally focused on our king and queen, ruler of our kingdom, king and queen soul. We bow to thee. Namaste. Yahoo. Wow. We bow. All right. Spirit and nature dancing together. Beautiful one. Beautiful one. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, Clarks. Thank you, Brookie. Thank you, Narayan G, if you can still hear me. I may have already turned this off, but just in case, ciao for now. I love you more, and then some.